there's one question about that though. In that bill, it simply states that you can't share equipment.
You can't what?
You can't share equipment.
You mean like a basketball?
That's what I was
So you
saying.
have to shoot your own ball, kind of?
No, well, that's what I was saying. But all the rest of the parks out there open, so.
I'm just gonna say, I don't know how to keep 50 people or not 50 people. It's gonna be a crowd. I mean, I think it's gonna be a bunch of folks out there. So, I don't know how you control it, but if we were gonna do baseball, I think you were gonna be obligated to do basketball.
Whether they're playing there, they're playing somewhere.
They're playing in the
They're
street.
playing out, so let them play.
Let 'em play.
But we just want to make sure we're not enabling. Let's do one thing. Let's give the town manager guidance, but there's someone we can call at the state level or check the governor's website just to make sure that we as a locality are not doing anything that could come back on us from a liability standpoint. We want everybody to help.
Monday and actually vote on that.
I think so. I think, can we wait till Monday and vote? I know what you're saying, Eric. I'm like you. The people are playing ball. I went to a member guest golf tournament, and we were not at 6 feet apart at all times. I can tell you that right now.
Can we just give Philip, just have him ask?
Yes.
We don't need to vote on it.
No, I don't even, let's authorize it, just by common consent here, authorize town manager to investigate and act accordingly.
We need to put these signs up out there.
Right. I think you need, okay.
Yes.
We good?
I think so, yeah.
Yes.
For this week, basketball.
Very good. All right, and before we get into the fireworks,
One more question. Okay, now she said, so she's gonna give all these parents their money back and go from there or what?
I don't know if anybody had paid. I
Yeah.
don't even know if they had gone that far.
Oh, they paid.
Yeah, they paid, they
paid.
paid.
There were sponsorships paid.
Yeah, plus the kids, the people.
Tonight and tomorrow night, I think they're over there taking, you can show up, get your refund, but a lot of people have said, look, take it as a donation.
Right.
Because they didn't make the sponsorships pay, so they still incurred the cost of the uniforms and.
That's a rec association issue, not a town of Blackstone issue, really.
Okay.
It's not, it's really not. I mean, I know what you're saying, we let them use the field, but they're taking enough heat, I think, and I believe they are gonna try to have a fall ball season, so it might salvage some folks' fees. Before we get into the Blackstone Chamber fireworks, I see someone sitting outside that wants to come in,
They're part of the fireworks.
then I guess it's time to let them in.
Right.
And I'll just set it up with, we have a request from the Blackstone Chamber to have fireworks. I guess the date will be July 3rd or 4th at the Wrigglesville Sports Complex. And I believe y'all received information in your pack from Tessie about some concerns about fireworks on public property, some different insurance rules. And Mr. Morenbeck, if you'd like to set that up.
Yeah, obviously the request has been made. We've been through this. This is some, not new ground for us, but as far as insurance and using town properties and that sort of thing. In your packet, there's a letter back from Versa, who's our insurance carrier. And we talked to Matt briefly last week as well about insurance coverage. Between them, I don't know if it's a chamber thing or a rotary thing, or y'all doing it together. Is there insurance coverage? You were a little unsure when I talked to you last week.
Well, we do have a GL that is for the chamber.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping that maybe we could look at putting a rider on to the town's policy for a special event.
What does it do?
The chamber will pay for it.
Just so we're all clear, we've confirmed, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, the Eagles are going to have their third annual July 4th fireworks on July 4th. Is that right? This year?
Yes.
Okay. So the date for the proposed Rotary Chamber event would be when?
July 4th. We did not know about theirs. We've been contacting them through various people. Jennifer knows I have because I asked her to check on it for me as well, remember? And I just found out yesterday about yours.
Well, the last 2 years, theirs has been on July 4th.
All right.
Yeah, so that's,
And we didn't want to step on their toes, so we went ahead and started asking people that I knew who had connections with them. I now have his contact information, so this should not happen again.
so the Chamber and the Rotary Club are still proposing the date of July 4th for fireworks. There's no chance that date could be changed.
There's always a chance, Mayor.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
concerning those fireworks, I've had a few phone calls that said they don't want them in the area. From citizens.
From Wigglesworth, from the
Right,
nearby
they said they
road.
don't want them because of the kids and the older people.
That's funny, Councilman, because I was just over in that area today and talked to a few of those folks.
Well-
They're very excited about it.
Well, I'm telling you, the people I've talked to are not happy. And I cover that whole area over there.
Then I guess maybe you and I should get together and go over there and going on.
I think,
All right, well, but if we had no conflict schedule-wise, and we had no concern among the residents or potential concern among the residents, I certainly trust Mr. Miller. What is the situation with the insurance?
Insurance should be, our insurance company is recommending, that's a lot too, it's $5 million coverage, okay? And if you're asking to do as a rider to the town, I'm not an insurance agent, I gotta defer to your knowledge about it. We'll just have to call and find out what the mechanisms are to make it happen.
What does that cost? What's a $5 million rider cost, reliability?
Maybe Matt can tell you.
Well, I'm not sure. It really, it depends on quite a few things. It's gonna be an underwriter's call. 5 million, I'm not sure exactly where that number came from. The state minimum requirement for a fireworks event is 1 million. Of course, that does seem a bit low. I was thinking more of a 3 million policy, unless the 5 million is.
Monday, July 6th, the way the state does things this year, I think the Friday the 3rd is a holiday, Monday the 6th is back to reality.
Yeah, Friday is the
So it's on
observed
weekend.
The
holiday.
third is the holiday, not the Monday
So
after.
we couldn't even do it on the 3rd night.
Well, I'll just tell you, I'm gonna speak first, which I'm no stranger to doing. My concern is this, I've been to the Eagles 2 events on July 4th, which makes sense, July 4th, and they've been phenomenal events. I mean, I was kind of blown away, because I kind of had low expectations, because for me, the bar was always Fort Pickett, and the Eagles, I'm like, it may not have been as long as Pickett, but it's a pretty darn good show, and a good all-day event. So me as a Blackstonian would prefer that, first of all, you not conflict, and then secondly, there's two issues before this council: the liability insurance issue, and I mean, I'll tell you, Mr. Miller is a very hands-on councilman. If he says there's concerns in the neighborhood, I certainly take him at his word, and you know.
What are the concerns? I don't know. This is
the
first.
concerns is safety, the loudness, and you got a lot of senior citizens over there, you got a lot of kids. Who's gonna guarantee that, of course, accidents do happen, but why should we be doing it when the Eagles are doing it? I mean, that's the tradition, the Eagles is doing it. So, I mean,
What are the Eagles doing it for the public?
yeah.
They're doing it for their own.
Yeah, I mean, we've never asked for any donations from anybody, well, I should say, from any businesses or town or anything like that. We do ask for, at the gate, we have a bucket, if you want to put money in it, you can, if you don't. We cook and sell a little bit of food, and I don't think we've ever got all of our money, but we're probably lucky to get half of our money back every year, what we spend.
And I must commend him, that's a very good thing.
The only issue I've ever heard of with the Eagles is the fact of accessibility. And so we as the town has always been sitting here begging, 4th of July weekend is always dead in Blackstone. And so here's an opportunity to have something, and I don't want to shy it away. If you've got 2 events, I think it's great. I think it's awesome.
And there'll be no, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Councilman. There'll be no alcohol in our event.
I don't know, either one of them, Todd with the Eagles or Chamber, who actually does the fireworks? Todd, who does y'all's? Is it just
Todd does it.
is it just an individual, or is it a company that
Todd.
comes in?
No, we do it ourselves.
Okay.
We do
You
have,
got a good program.
we do have 2 guys that are members that have been in,
Higher
they work for a
attendance.
company that has done that before. And they're kind of the ones that set it up and.
Who's the chamber? What is y'all's idea? I'm sure y'all been talking to somebody.
Well, what we're looking at right now is bringing in a couple flatbeds and having the mortars affixed to the flatbeds. We'd have blast shields set up in place, drench buckets in case of misfires or duds. We got a full plan ready to roll.
And the largest thing you're gonna have is a 2-inch mortar.
Correct. 2
Which,
inch mortar.
explain that to a dumb person. I mean,
2-inch what?
2-inch mortar.
The-
How high does that go? How big is it? I mean,
Sure. Yeah, the shells themselves are gonna be 2 inch in diameter. And I've got some figures here for you.
And while you're looking for that, I just want to make mention, Jennifer Hardy contacted Versa for us, and the $5 million policy is because of the school buildings and the residences around Rigglesworth. That's why it was higher. That's what she wanted me to let y'all know that, so.
All right, so we're looking at, they reach a vertical height of somewhere around 200 to 250 feet. And they have a burst radius of 50 to 90 feet.
What height did you say, 250 feet?
Yes, sir, up to.
2 to 250, yeah.
They are not what you consider professional grade fireworks. These are the fireworks that you would get down south of the border, but they do put on a fantastic show.
Have y'all gone to the trouble of buying fireworks?
We have not bought any there.
Okay, so you're looking for approval on this. But again, I know we're kind of winging it tonight, but I want to make sure I'm clear. Y'all's event is Saturday, July 4th, starting at 4 o'clock, culminating with fireworks, obviously around dark, which would be 9 o'clock.
Well, it sounds like they're willing to possibly alter.
We are. We definitely, we weren't even aware that the Eagles were going to do it this year, but we're willing to change our date.
Okay.
I think, I mean, we beg for something to do all the time. And I think finally there's something to do. And I know the concerns.
Right.
I think that's why we can rest easy. Have the higher liability policy. And that way, you know, that at least there's coverage there if something did happen.
Yeah, but you don't want to be walking through looking at them at the casket either.
No, no.
Okay?
I've got some diagrams.
Come on, bring them up.
To give you a visual idea of what we're thinking of.
And we applaud, we certainly want to applaud the Rotary Club and the Chamber for being proactive on July 4th.
It's Chamber, Rotary
Oh,
is not.
this is Chamber, okay.
It's just
Okay, very good. I keep,
Gonna help out with.
gotcha. I know Mac wears both hats, I see him as both, so.
And this is not something we're doing for profit.
Right.
This is something that we're doing for the community. I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
We're doing it for the community. Chamber's not gonna make anything off of this. But we definitely want to see more commerce coming back into Blackstone. Blackstone's been kind of low recently because of the COVID situation. And I think this would be a great way to kickstart the economy and bring people back in. Chamber's got other events planned coming up this year too, so we're looking out for those. Now, you'll see on your diagram there that we have. Yes, on field number 2, which is the largest diamond, it's about 200 feet from the home plate. And we will be firing from this position, and these lines where you see the orange M, that's your 300-foot marker,
Gotcha.
which is the state requirement for distance.
Hence the reason of the 200-foot blast.
Correct. Everything in orange would be traffic and public restriction. The public would be able to seat themselves in fields 3 and 4 and 1.
How about the Blackstone primary parking lot?
That will be off limits, Mayor.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir.
Got some of your best parking, okay.
It's within the 300-foot radius.
Okay,
so we can
gotcha.
have the public there.
Gotcha.
And we're gonna have, I believe that's Lester Street that runs over there. We'll have the fire department sitting there.
Okay. So this is sort of a post-pandemic patriotic event, kind of.
Yes, sir.
We need something to celebrate on the Eagles' toes.
Right.
So, that, like I said, I just found out yesterday that they were gonna do it because I have put feelers out to other members of the Eagles to find out, and people who've got contacts with them
Right.
to find.
And you're saying July 4th, right? All right, so we solved that problem. So I would suggest July 3rd personally, if you want to be a success. I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but Sunday, July 5th is going to be, pardon my pun, a dud. It's Sunday, people got to go to work the next night. I think,
People are out of vacation mode or out of
yes.
Yeah.
holiday mode.
How about the 3rd, Mayor?
All right, so that's the request by the chamber, the 3rd.
Yes, sir. We have
All right.
a couple more.
Yes, now what else? Tell us some more about the event.
Let's see, we need, if we can get partial closure on Jackson and Powell.
Here you go, Matt.
I've got it right
Well, no,
here. You got something different?
no, I have it for them.
Okay.
You wouldn't allow coolers in, would you?
No alcohol. We wanna have
Coolers are not
vendors.
allowed in Wigglesworth anyhow, by the town,
Correct.
so we're not gonna go against any of what your town policies are.
Smart, very good. Very good.
I might not be able to another sign.
Oh, Lord, this is. All right, well, this tells you the event right here. So we're gonna change the date to July 3rd.
Lonnie, here's an unmarked one. Picture.
Well, then, members of council, what are your thoughts if they were to cross the insurance gap? And Mr. Miller, do you think the people, if they heard from Mr. McMillan and the chamber, they might be more agreeable if they knew more facts other than just the fact that, hey, you want fireworks shot off over there? Some people may always say no at first, but if they maybe knew about the plan, might they be? I'm just asking. I don't know. You know them, I don't.
Yeah. Maybe they would. I mean, if they know what's going on, and if they perhaps would change the day, then I think we could comprehend. I'm not saying for the whole council, but
Okay.
but I think maybe if Mr. McMillan, I know him very well, if he could go back over there and tell them exactly what's up and take the fear out of them.
From our experience, what we did, and I think we'll probably get our fireworks from the same place they're all probably come from the same place. They're very safe, they're kind of dummy proof, unless if you have somebody that's done it a little bit, I wouldn't think you'll have any kind of safety issues. Last year, I think we shot off for over 20 minutes and we didn't have one dud or misfire in the whole bunch.
Todd, do you use 2-inch as well, or do you
Yeah,
use big,
yeah.
same size?
Most, I think we did have a few bigger ones at the end, but the majority of them are the 2-inch.
Now, I'm gonna get shot out of here if I ask this question, but I have to ask it, okay? I do recall last year, I believe, your second annual event, it was delayed by a day or two because of weather, was it not?
We did,
So,
we got rained out terribly,
Right.
for the first one, and then if I remember right, I think we did it the next night.
that's right, but like I said, what y'all do is y'all's business, we have no bearing, if it's gonna be on town property, is there gonna be a rain date or storm date?
Yes, sir. We had tentatively chosen the 5th. as-
Okay, so that would be your worst, okay,
So I guess we could do the 5th again.
okay, so option A
But
is
then if
July
the 4th
3rd.
is a washout and yours is the 5th, you got issues with that?
Can't
I mean, we can't,
Yeah, we can't control the Eagles.
I would
No.
say if something like that would happen, and like I said, I really can't speak for everybody at ours, we'd have to have a meeting about that, but I would say we might could even do a little time, somebody do it first, somebody do it, rather than everybody sitting there off at nine o'clock, maybe one of us could do it at 9, other could do it.
I mean,
We'll definitely
the traffic that's always out at the Eagles lot,
Yeah.
you're not gonna,
It's heavy.
that's nowhere near half the amount of people that actually wanna see fireworks on 4th of July.
True.
I don't think, even if you had them the same day, you're not gonna have conflict, I don't think.
Okay,
Yeah.
Because there's so many people, that leave Blackstone to go do something for the 4th of July.
right. A lot of people, yes, Mr. Morgan.
I initially had concerns, like Mr. Miller did, but I thought it was gonna be the bigger firework. But I don't think it would be a bad idea, given that it is in town, to contact Chief Tomer with the fire department, see if maybe the unit can be over there on standby, just in case.
Yep, good idea. Well, I guess what is council's pleasure on this request for the 3rd with a rain date of the 5th?
I move to approve as presented and have them try to get insurance through themselves. If not,
$5 million bucks.
we can try to add a liability or a waiver or whatever to our own
Were you talking 5 million or 1 million?
5.
And they may have some, and maybe we only have to
That's
do
the-
an additional 4 or whatever, but then the town has accepted some liability.
It's on our property.
Our insurance carrier covers it.
All right. Mr. Thompson is seconding Mr. Nash's motion. Any further discussion?
That includes waiving, whatever's on their list, waiving noise ordinance, extra police patrol, street closures, all that stuff.
We do have one thing over there. There's a football sled apparatus that needs to be relocated. It's rusty and jagged and did pose an issue.
we can get town crews and move that football sled, or Philip and I'll go out there and just do some blocking drills. And
So how far does it have to be, how far does it have to be moved, Joe?
Do you know where the cut trees are? Where the stumps are?
Mhm.
If you can move it in there, we've already decided that we're going to barricade around those tree stumps so we don't have any splinter issues,
Okay.
or children jumping off of those and getting hurt.
Talking about down at Oak Street.
Yeah.
I think she's talking about the 4-man, Bob. You talking about the 4-man sled, right?
I'm sorry.
It's down there in the bottom, yes.
Yeah, it's a 4 sled, right?
I think it's 5.
Yeah.
I just
No problem.
caution you, if you're gonna have a lot of people there and it's wet, that is a very, very wet spot. I'm just telling you, even if it rains the day before,
Parking.
it is gooey wet down there in that bottom. And the sidewalk and curb and gutter hadn't helped that situation. It's holding it like a bowl. It's always been wet.
We
So-
can caution tape it off. I mean, that's,
Well, heads up.
that's minor stuff.
If you're gonna get people in there, just keep in mind, it's gonna be a bit of a mire. If we get a big rain like we did this weekend, beforehand. Heads up.
All right, we have a motion has been made and duly seconded for July 3rd, 4 to 9 p.m. for the Rotary, 4 to 9:30 p.m. I guess the fireworks will be around 9 for the Chamber of Commerce event. And we want to thank y'all for the initiative. We want to thank the Eagles for being good sports about it. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. One quick item, because all 7 are here, I would, with council's blessing, like to be able to just briefly discuss the downtown restaurant out in the street. Because DVI called me today. I just want to make sure, it was my impression when council voted a week or two ago that we would try this several weekends. And Taylor quick call today. I said, Taylor, my vision is to give it a good run through the month of June, which will be 3 more weekends, and see how it goes. And it got rave reviews on Friday, Saturday night.
Say continue for Friday and Saturday.
All right, and the Thursday,
Friday, Saturday.
Taylor asked my opinion. I said, maybe try one more Thursday, but then again, Gordon Lee was not too keen on Thursday. So I guess we need to kind of give some direction to DBI, because I know that there were 3 restaurants that did not participate, and I know one of them wants to, and Acapulco's, I think, is next weekend is going to be able to do it. They've had
Are
a,
they gonna reopen? Because I
Yes.
heard both.
Yeah, they're
They are.
doing
they've just had some family health issue. So is it by common consent that we continue to let it roll through June, but just do Friday and Saturdays?
Just ask, I would say,
I would say
we
Friday.
figure Fridays and Saturdays, but ask the restaurants just to double check.
Yeah.
But I think most of them probably would say Thursday. They don't do it.
Because they can still go inside and they'll say, we made that law, we made that vote, there was no inside, yes.
I guess another thing, I think we need to talk to Philip, if you wanna burn these town work every week.
That's every weekend, so we're gonna need some volunteers, maybe the chamber could help us one weekend.
Well, I was
Certainly.
talking to, one of the restaurants. On the sidewalk could, in front of his restaurant, do it in front of the sidewalk.
Which
We're not
restaurant?
Yeah,
Who?
Farmers,
Yeah,
out.
we can close the,
Yeah, we can
instead of
It
closing
needs to
him,
be
just close
uniform, so
it.
we gotta close it a block up, we need to do that, but it needs to be uniform, you can do it all.
We just close it at Church Street and let everybody go around and burn.
If it's gonna be used, I
Well-
think we should close it off, but if they're not gonna be using the street, if they're not gonna open,
Right.
there's no need to
Well,
close
Don't
it.
even close the street.
His other thing is he just, because he's been closing at 6:30, because he doesn't have staff.
right.
But he just kind of felt like it was slighted against him more or less because those 3 restaurants to get, and he understands that Acapulco's and he were not doing it this past.
Correct.
So,
We want them to participate, and
we already approved just close from church
to
to
Dinwiddie.
Dinwiddie.
Right.
But they didn't use it, so therefore we didn't close it
Close
off.
it off.
So if they wanna use it, it's
Yeah.
already been approved, closed, so
All they have to do is say they want to use it.
we're there. We're
I do
helping.
need some help manning the barricades, and I can't make those guys.
Well, let's put an all call to DBI and Chamber and business people, because,
And I may call the Eagles, maybe one night you guys can help out or something, and
I'll
just
take
so
it
those
to
guys don't have
the
to do it.
DBI board meeting in the morning.
okay, very good, very good. Thank y'all.
And for clarification, just for the restaurants, could y'all make a decision tonight? Thursday or no Thursday? Because you
No
don't want it out on the street
No
that you're not doing it.
No Thursdays. No Thursday.
Just make the
If we're already
motion.
having it, we-
so
we're
it's
not having
clear
issues
for
with
everybody.
town guys, it'd be less work.
Yeah.
Let's,
So
let's,
say Friday, Saturday.
a Friday, Saturday. But, and because, like I said, unlike tonight we know that restaurants can do 50% indoor capacity. At the time we approved it, there was no indoors and just outdoor capacity, 50%. So that's a good move. Common consent, Anything else for the good of the cause? I want to thank everybody.
So just Friday to Saturday, and it's
Through-
still
through Ju-
5:30 to 10?
Through June, and then we'll reevaluate at our council meeting. We always have the end of June. We always have housekeeping,
Or
like
the
June 30th.
appropriation of the budget.
Right, so we'll,
I have had a request that's not on the agenda, to use the armory, and I hate to muddy the waters after we had a positive meeting, but the Republican Party of Nottaway County has called me, and I don't have a date, and I don't know when it is, but they wanna use the armory for a mass meeting of some sort, so they can get their social distancing in. I talked to the mayor earlier, and he said, we probably need a request in writing, so it's not on the agenda tonight, so I will call Mr. Outlaw in the morning and let him know that we expect to maybe deal with it next Monday night.
and also just remember if council, I think it's a fine request, but just remember we did charge Mr. Falwell and his bride a certain amount of money. I believe it was $250. I would certainly want to be consistent with, for the wedding reception last October 11th, we want to be consistent with the charge. Just FYI, I mean, that's my opinion.
Just curious, what is the insurance company stance now on the armor and its usage? Has that changed at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
What?
No, but it was the same as it was last October too, but you're right. I mean, it's a great point.
There's been no modification.
May I ask a question?
You sure can? Sure
One
may.
of the things that I'm hearing from a lot of the businesses in town is they're having a hard time getting hires and people to work. Could we do a hiring fair in the armory? So that would allow for social distancing for the businesses that want to meet and interview possible.
Would this be a chamber request? If you could put that in writing, we could take it up
Yeah.
Monday night. But I will tell you this, and please don't y'all think I've seen on Facebook where business people have been complaining where they can't get people to come back to work because the unemployment is surpassing that which they were making.
Oh, yeah.
Plus no pressure of tips. So, I don't know how that works. I mean, bless, I've never had to go on it,
It's
but
gonna happen until August
Back
1.
when you was at home, Brewster.
Well, it's not mandated, but you lose it.
As long as they've documented that they have offered a job to said person, and that person declines, that person runs the risk of losing their unemployment.
Runs the risk.
Mr. Morgan.
Just gonna check that, right?
Mr.
No, I mean, I have
To
that.
call the insurance company again just to get their feel on the continued usage of the building.
that's fine.
I'd like to know that we have their feel for.
And we're getting close to November, so yeah, I think, yeah, that's
So-
fine. It's good to hear it again. All right, anything else we get to the calls? We packed a lot into 25, 30 minutes.